Hi Aquarius, welcome to your end of January 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I feel like I haven't done tarot readings in a really long time. So I'm having even with the thing, sorry about the my ongoing saga with my camera angles. But I'm not going to move it because I want to I just want to get through this. Okay. I'll figure it out one of these days. Sometimes it actually works better than others, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. I'll just hold up the cards. The heart of the matter is the Judgment card. This is a card of rebirth, but it's also the card of cause and effect. This is connected to Pluto, and Pluto has that element to it. This is the period where you're experiencing your solar return, or at least in general, the solar return, the sun coming into your sign. And until your actual birthday, the sun is in your 12th house, and the 12th house is the house of karma. And so things being highlighted for you that have that element to them of having to tie up loose ends and to deal with things that are from the past, and in order to move forward. Actually, I just did an astrology reading for Leo, and I was talking about, because that's your opposite sign, I was talking about some kind of a legal judgment having to do with relationship issues, maybe. But seventh house itself can just be in general legal issues. So for you, this is going to culminate in February when you have Leo in that seventh house, where everything just is decided and there's a finality to whatever it is. Yes, a legal judgment of some sort, or if you feel that this is something to do with a karmic situation, then it's merely cause and effect, and you don't have to feel this sense of like that it's bad, or you don't have to put any kind of value judgments on it simply because it's something that you don't really wish you had, that you were dealing with. Okay, so I started another file and I decided to do like a kind of a further out view. So it's going to be interesting when you watch this to see a little bit, just so you can see all the cards, because the death card is a hoot. So in the past position, I'm going to hold it up. Not that it probably matters much. I did pick this in a reverse position, and you can see that rainbow atop the Six of Wands. This is a card that, if we read it upright, it would be about accolades, victories, feeling that you are being honored in some way. Well, this is kind of, if I'm reading in the reversed way, a dishonorable situation. And not because necessarily anything to do with you. You might not have been treated the way that you deserve to be treated, Aquarius. And this, yes, I mean, this could be even in the workplace, because a lot of times the Six of Wands upright can be people giving you your just, I was going to say your just desserts, but that's not what I mean. giving you your props and seeing, recognizing your talents. And so whether it's in a personal relationship or a professional relationship, these kinds of things are important, not to kind of puff up the ego, but so that the person can feel like they are appreciated and that people know that they are, worthy. And it just, everybody knows that when people give you praise, it encourages you. So this is the kind of thing that you were facing where you were getting discouraged by something. And, it's just cause and effect. And if you were the one who initiated a breakup, for instance, you don't have to feel guilty about it because that other person was the perpetrator. They were the one who didn't give you, who didn't see you in a good light, or if this is a work situation. And so it is what it is. The higher message is the Daughter of Cups, and this is a card of innocence. This is the Page of Cups, and it is connected to Pisces, and the Piscean vision is one of purity, and that's probably why it's connected to children and things like that sense of purity, meaning that when you have this sense that you are doing the right thing and that your heart is in the right place, if somebody else doesn't see that, that's on them. You don't have to feel that their judgment of you is correct. Likewise, having an innocent outlook on people and seeing the best in people is a good quality to have, but sometimes you have to see what's right under your nose. And if that means that somebody is not seeing you in a good light, you have to honor that as a destructive element in your life, and you can't make excuses for it or something like that. By the way, right here, there's like the square. I think it has something to do, I can't figure out, it has something to do with my tripod, some kind of a shadow that's casting. I haven't been using this for a while, so I kind of lost the adjustment that I had. So sorry about that. If it's going to show up, I'm going to have to see how it shows up when I post it. What crosses you is the Ten of Swords. Actually, this is the card of betrayal. I love this version of the Ten of Swords because it's so brutal. It can be betrayal, and yet in the challenge position, a person may be in denial that they were treated that way. You might make excuses for it and say it's not really that bad. Nothing really happened, and yet it's like when somebody shows you their true colors, believe it. Don't be like the Page of Cups. There's a gullibility to the Page of Cups sometimes, and you don't want to be that. That's not being the Aquarian, like, oh wow, anything goes. I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm going to be like totally cool about things. That's being foolish. It's not about being prejudiced or bitter, negative. To see a wolf in sheep's clothing, or maybe it's not even, just to see what's right in front of your nose. Also, if this is a situation where you are aware that you were mistreated, don't get in a rut where it brings you down, or where you do get skittish and you're afraid that you're going, that you develop trust issues about that. I was going to say, especially if you have a moon in Scorpio or something like that, And I did do a reading like with the sun in. I have I have like a YouTube video, the sun in Scorpio and the moon in, I mean, the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Scorpio. Yikes. If you ever want to check that out. Okay, what's coming in is the death card. So I think the first thing that came into my mind was the death of illusion. No longer operating under illusion. Do you have Mercury in Pisces, Aquarius? Maybe you have the moon in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, and an illusion or a delusion is your middle name. But this is the end of that. This is transformation in your life. Saturn is in your sign. And the Mercury retrograde that is still ongoing started out in your sign. So there is something, oh yeah, that's right. Going back into the 12th house. So that's the karmic house. Actually, since death can be transformation, and that 12th house can, when you have Mercury there at the end of this month, you can reflect upon ways that you trip yourself up, because the more that you can see your part of the dance, the more likely you're going to be able to adjust for those kinds of things. Okay? And that can help you to become a new and improved version of yourself, because this is such a great time when you have, yeah, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, you have Venus and Mars. They're going to be going into the month of February, which is definitely your birthday month. You're going to have Venus and Mars both in that 12th house. And so that can help you to reform some of those self-defeating patterns, and to even bring them up and see them for what they are. Because the only way that you can truly change is to know what you need to change, right? And the outcome, and I'm going to read this as this was picked in the reverse position, but I'm just showing it upright. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Pentacles is a card of financial security, but sometimes greed. I don't think of Aquarius as greedy, but I do think of Aquarius as a sign that may be a bit tight, which means stingy. So tell me I'm wrong, Aquarius. Bring it on. Because, and you may do this because you're not materialistic, really. You do have a co-ruler of Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn, and it is restrictive. So that might be the area where this comes from. But I feel like with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you can let go. If you can think of the Rider-Waite depiction of the Four of Pentacles holding on to dear life to those coins, and being able to let go is part of that rebirth, because even if you're not materialistic, you can still be fear-based about money, about a job. And it's so funny to me. I've been seeing how people's fears tend to be the very thing that they end up creating for themselves in the form of their own resistance. You know, people who are doing everything they can to save their jobs and not realizing that that very viewpoint means that the person doesn't believe that there's anything else out there for them. And so they're operating on that false belief. And that's very fear-based, and it's very restrictive when people do things like that. It doesn't lead to anything good. So letting go of that need and trusting, that everything is going to turn out as it should. If let's say you're getting divorced and you're afraid that you can't support yourself financially, if you let go of those fears and you believe that you will be taken care of, even if it means, but at the same time, you're actively thinking about ways that you can practically assist in this. This is what co-creation is. I just was hearing about somebody say, co-creation isn't about just like manifesting something out of nothing, but it's about working with what is and, having that kind of proactive, positive attitude. So, in any case, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care.